Welcome to the Pump Rules Podcast, the show where cast and connoisseurs come to talk all things Vanderpump Rules.
Welcome, Jackson Schwartz, to the Pump Rules Podcast.
Whoa, hey, it's a pleasure to be back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Check it out. I can't believe it. We've got a new podcast.
I know, exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Rebranding.
Rebranding, moving onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
I love it.
I got to say, I'm a little self-conscious. My voice doesn't feel deep or sexy or sultry today.
I'll put it through a filter. No, I think it's good. I think everyone sounds good today.
Through a filter. Yeah. I'll filter that voice of yours.
Hey, what do you call it? Maybe give me one of those, what do you call it, where it makes it echo?
Like a nice little reverb. But put you
reverb.
Like those old radio guys that were always like, it's sunny and 65 today. And it's like, sounds like they're in a basement.
Joey Tribbiani. Let's play Bamboozle.
Yeah.
Well, such an exciting episode, too, to talk about. I know that you're just dying to talk about
It's an instant classic. Well, I love talking about the episode, but, I don't like dissecting some of the, shall we say, more emotionally tense moments.
Sure, right. And you guys have the reunion coming up this week.
We do on Friday. It'll be interesting to see who shows up to this. Physically and emotionally, mentally.
True, that's true. Some people kind of come like empty inside.
Or leave empty inside.
Yeah.
Sometimes people go there with high hopes and then they leave with false promises, like dreams. It happens.
And then others come overly eager and prepared, just like they have they've almost over prepared, so it's I've been guilty of that in moments, but like people, it's such a different mix.
They break out their note cards.
Well, yeah. I think it's safe to say everyone on the show dreads doing the reunion.
Yeah.
Because all is fair in love and reunions.
Yeah, like stuff that's been dead, deep dead.
Yeah.
It's brought back up.
Like top of the season shit.
Yeah. Things that, you thought would never be brought back up tend to be brought back up.
Yeah.
And sometimes in like a firestorm of a way. Like stuff that gets worse than it ever was.
A lot of people
before.
like to throw stones at these reunions.
He's been on the defensive a few times. I've seen this.
Hell, man. I don't think I've ever not been on the defensive. You know what? I hope. I don't know. I'm sure they'll find something, but I hope this year that I can kind of sit back a little bit. From what I'm told, I've been a lot better this season.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Although if I know these girls, they'll find something to say. And because here's the thing, these girls love to deflect. If they don't love anything talking bad about them, they have like fear of like people talking about them. So they're like,
it's coming from you right now.
Yeah,
you are the master deflector of the universe.
I know. Well, I own everything I do. Like if I've done something, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I did. Fuck it, I did. I own everything I do.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's one thing that I can say about myself. That's like honestly that I own everything I do. For instance, though, you say something about someone else on the show. I'm not going to say any names, but they'll be like, well, you did this, and like I knew it's no better than what you did. Like it's just own it. You know, if you did something, just own it.
Right.
Right.
No, that's true. There's been a couple things where it looked like people were coming for you, especially last season.
Whatever.
And you just were like, okay, fine.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I did.
Yeah.
So what? Next, please. Like, okay, what do you got? I think it's you kind of you shoot them down.
Yeah.
If you own it. If you say yeah, I did, then they're kind of like, okay, I don't know where to go with this because now he admitted it.
Yeah, it takes the excitement away.
Takes the excitement out. So that's what I'm going to do.
That's a good move. I know every once in a while, though, I think people have pushed you to the point where you're like, well, okay, but I mean, you did this.
Yeah, you're right. Because it's kind of like, it's not okay for me to do these things, but it's okay for everybody else to do it. And no one else takes the heat as much as I do for doing the exact same thing.
Once in a while, everyone will be piling up on him. He starts squirming like a wounded animal in the corner, and his face is red.
It's true.
He's angry.
Sweat the most.
He's like seething, and you just don't know what to do. You're just like, Dude, it's so funny.
Am I supposed to sit and braid people's hair? No, I'm gonna cause the shit that I'm supposed to cause.
Sometimes it looks like a picture of a guy at a wedding, and you've been sitting in the church too long. It's hot. You're wearing a suit. You're irritated. That's kind of the look you have.
I've had that look.
That's spot on description. That's most everyone looks like that by the end of but in particular, Jax.
Yeah.
Throw the ADD in there and like sitting and squirming, and you're listening to conversations that you don't give a shit about. Yeah. Like I don't care about what's going on between so and so and so and so. Unless can we just like get this over with? You know.
I know it's edited, but how long does it usually go on for?
It's a full 8-9 hour day.
Yeah. It's taxing in ways that I'm not sure I can articulate. I mean, it's fun, but dude, don't you feel like a piece of your soul's gone at the end of
At the end of it, it's like we all usually go to the bar and just get literally hammered because it's like, it's very taxing. Everybody, first of all, I don't know about the girls. The girls got to get up earlier than we do. They got to get the hair, the makeup, the dress, this and that. And then not only that, you got to get in for marking. You know, you got to get in for putting in the right position. You know, there's multiple cameras. You got all the producers from Evolution. You got all the producers from Bravo. You got everybody, and everybody's there. That's part of the show. So it's everybody's there. People from New York are there. People from LA are there. Everybody. So it's a big deal. It is a big deal.
Just
People
for
don't
the
realize.
record, we're not complaining. We know.
Oh no, not complaining at all. But
we're aware.
You kind of
First world problem.
Yeah. We're just kind of aware of what happens.
Yeah.
It's a long, taxing day.
Totally.
And we definitely do not look forward to it.
That's why, in the end, though, it's such a wonderful product. The reunions are kind of like the Super Bowl of Bravo shows.
They are.
The thing about the reunions, too, is kind of you can bring up things that when this happened, you didn't really catch this part of it. You didn't see this, or, you know, we stopped filming when you saw this didn't really happen like this. So you can kind of explain yourself more or less if you can get your word in.
Right, and there's less of the worry about breaking the fourth wall. Like, you guys can talk. You could even say, well, you weren't like that until we were filming.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of that insight. That's great.
you can kind of do that there.
Yeah, you would think, you know, after some time, people have had to reflect, maybe, you know, just refresh their thought process, their mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
They would have a new perspective on a lot of things, but people are just fucking stubborn. A lot of times, just like, no, man, I stand by what I said.
They're locking
I fucking
in.
meant it. Yeah, they double down. They press on the gas.
I guess that's what makes the show so successful. Normally, people would be like, you know what? You live and learn. You move on. Let's let it go. People, in our group, they don't.
Thank God.
It's boring. In the words of James Kennedy, it's boring.
Boring, mate.
You're boring, Jax. You're boring.
I'm boring and fat and old.
Hey.
I like he's yelling at you to make a pumptini. You don't make pumptinis.
No.
He makes vodka cranberries.
Vodka cranberry. That's the
You wouldn't
Jax.
be here, son, if this boring fat and old ass was doing what I was doing.
Exactly.
So know your role, son. Know your role.
What show would he have maybe wandered onto or dated someone to get onto had he not found his access point when
I think he would still be busting
what's that intervention?
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
He'd be
Or, I'm a douche.
It's so blunt. Is that a new VH1?
I think it's on the ID channel. I'm a douche. Yeah.
MTV, I want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
Just push play after the break.
Yeah. That's perfect for him.
They could get Steve Aoki to show him how to hit the buttons and everything.
Yeah. That's a true DJ.
I love that they trolled him when Raquel was like, how do you set up your stuff? And he just goes, you just hit that button.
She set him up.
Oh, she really set him up.
Honestly, from what I see, this girl's like got 2 marbles rolling around upstairs. There is not much there. I think that's why he likes her so much, because there's not much going on, and she's so dumb that he can pretty much get away with whatever he wants.
Yeah, I think he has free reign.
Yeah.
Maybe she's too young to have proper critical thinking skills. And
I hope that's what it is. Yeah. But then again, he's only a few years older.
He probably doesn't have them yet either. You know, hopefully.
Yeah.
I never did.
He's getting better though.
in fact, I don't know if I still do.
Shit.
Did either of you ever give up booze for ice cream?
You don't honestly think he gave up drinking, do you?
No, that's why I'm
the fact
asking.
that he's like, dude, I gave up drinking for ice cream. Like, dude, you didn't give up drinking. Stop your bullshit lying. If you've learned anything from me, man, stop your bullshit lying. Just say you're a drunk. Say you do this. So what, man? At least people will respect you for being honest.
Well, he didn't have a drinking problem, but he had a problem drinking. That's what they say.
I got you, sure. Couldn't handle his booze.
He wasn't consistently hammered. He just, when he drank, he was super obnoxious. I haven't seen James in forever.
I haven't either, man.
I think
I
he's
literally
doing okay.
haven't seen him since. This is no joke. I haven't seen him since the premiere party, I want to say.
Yeah, I haven't seen his face once.
I
I
think
think
that's the
he's
last
doing
time
okay.
I saw him.
That was a while ago.
Is he DJing at all at either of the restaurants? Or is
I
he...
hope he took a long walk off a short bridge. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did. You did.
A round of applause. Ooh, I'm a snap.
Very good.
good.
Snaps
There
for
you
that.
go.
Snaps, yeah.
Jax, hey,
You.
you're coming up, baby.
The Lady Lamar is firing tonight.
Lady Lamar.
That was a great name.
It was a great name.
I will never tell you where that name came from.
I think I like having the mystery. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There is
But-
mystery to that name.
They'll never figure out where mine came from.
Oh, no,
Nisa
ever. I know. I
Vanderpump.
could not figure that out. I was like, this is some kind of weird Egyptian thing or
cryptic.
something. Yeah, very cryptic. Yeah.
That scene with you trying to pee and getting it all over your dress.
I know. You know what? We were pretty hammered that evening.
What?
And
No.
it took a lot for me to even agree to do this.
Yeah.
I would have not done this if it wasn't for his bachelor party. You know, this is something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other circumstance, I would have never done this.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. But
Yeah.
it turned out to be really funny.
Yeah.
I think the viewers enjoyed it. I really do forget, and this is God's honest truth. I do forget sometimes that we're filming. So
What? We always forget we're
I'm like-
filming. That's
Okay,
why
I was
That's
trying
why
to
it's so good.
I was trying to sugarcoat it. I truly forget, especially after a couple pops.
Yeah.
I'm literally have no idea. And I want to say, I'm not quite sure. I want to say that scene was done with an iPhone by Aaron Foy.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was, because I'm not sure, because I think they were done because we were literally in the bathroom. And she was kind of like, I don't think we're allowed to have the cameras in the bathroom. I think she pushed the door open, and I think she used an iPhone.
That shot.
There is a lot of scenes on our show that are done by iPhones.
The cameras are fantastic.
Well, because these guys are union.
Adjust in resolution. It's subtle, but you can tell.
It's very subtle.
You can tell.
Well, you got to remember too. Our camera guys are union. They got to, there's on and off points. At certain times they got to go to bed.
Right.
So the good stuff usually happens when they go to bed. So the producers will
the good stuff.
They know how we. After 5 years, they know how we are. They know that when the cameras go away, they know we cause mischief.
Right.
So they've learned to stay up a little later and be like, we got our phones with us. Go ahead. They'll be like this,
And Foy is amazing. I saw her run across at the roast in that smoking lounge, not smoking lounge, the smoking balcony, which was really tight. It was like 2-3 person capacity. Tight. But she saw that Kristen and Carter were arguing with Sandoval. She crouched down, crouched down, and then suddenly, as I'm lighting Kristen's cigarette, a camera appears behind her in like instant, and I was like, "She's amazing. Foy is amazing,
like a crocodile to splashing water."
Yeah, exactly. She sniffed a little blood and was like, "Oh, it's right over there."
Yeah.
You know what? Congratulations to her. She got promoted last year, so this was her first year being a producer. So,
oh, cool. Well, congratulations, Erin.
She did a great job.
She's on like 3 different things at the same time. Yeah.
You got to be with us.
Yeah,
you got to be.
Yeah,
with us, with our cast, you got to be all over the place. That's why it's really difficult for a new producer to come into our show and be like, okay, we're really hard to figure out.
It's hard to do your job unless you have somewhat of a personal relationship established with us too. Some of our quirks and idiosyncrasies and like tendencies.
Yeah. We're all so different. We're all very, very different.
Right.
And we all have certain things, but we're all, if you know us over a year, if you know us for a long time, you kind of know our tendencies.
Yeah.
So that she can kind of predict what's going to happen. If you're a good producer, like a lot of ours producers are, they can predict what's going to happen. So they're there before it happens.
Right. They can sense that, okay, she's getting a little heated, little drunk. She's been talking about Schwartz all day. They're going to go talk.
You see Katie, Kristen, or one of the girls after 3 or 4 tequila shots deep, you know it's going to happen.
What if there's a Vanderpump Master we don't even know about, and we think we have free will, but we're not aware of it? All of us.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe that we're all in the same building.
No, let's not get too deep. that wasn't even that deep.
Well, you're saying the energy triangle aligned.
Because we're in the middle of the first floor, and you guys are at each end of the third floor. So there's this like energy triangle.
I know. We are all living now. Oh, we are all living together now.
That's right. Bit of a Melrose Place situation.
It is. This summer is going to be quite interesting.
Dude, what happened? Yeah, this is going to be a rough one. Dude.
Speaking of tricky situations, did you actually tuck?
Let's talk about some drag.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
First of all, props to Sandoval for buying pretty much 95% of our attire.
I don't know if there ever was a drag eureka moment. I think the impetus was like I always wanted to do something. I wanted to do something unique. We were like, let's do something that we've never done in our lives.
Right.
And I've always wanted to dress up in full blown drag.
Yeah.
And these guys were like on board immediately.
Sandoval's done it pretty much every other weekend.
He's dabbled. He's dabbled. We weren't trying to get a cheap laugh or like make a mockery of the drag community.
Sure, of course.
We honestly wanted to go full committed drag.
Yeah.
And just commit to it, and we did. But Sandoval, he didn't let us cut any quarters.
We even had professional drag makeup artists.
The drag mothers, Anastasia and Miss Starr.
He's right when we said we didn't want to make fun of that. We literally wanted to go full out. And Sandoval, like I said, wouldn't
cut any corner. Yeah.
No, it was intense.
Jax drew the line at tucking, if you remember.
And shaving. I wasn't going to shave and I wasn't going to tuck. That's where I drew the line.
I wasn't sure because struggling to go pee. I'm like, you take the tape off or
because you have to understand,
off.
I had Spanx on. I had Spanx and butt pads and all kinds of weird shit on.
And you had to somehow deal with a purse and a wig. There was a lot of things. Yeah.
I don't know how girls do it. And I'm in the men's bathroom. I got the toilet seat down. There's piss everywhere. I'm in a hole in the wall bar with like piss everywhere. Pissing on myself.
You had Spanx on too, didn't you? They were really hard. It was really hard to get your wiener out of the Spanx.
Yeah, you didn't have to tuck. I mean, that fucker was shoved smashed into you. I had a combination of Spanx, butt pads, and I think like a half nylon situation.
Okay, yeah.
So you got to imagine,
Smushage.
as a woman, you can tell. I mean, that shit packs you. Spanx are made for a reason, apparently.
Yeah.
And they are like, it's in there.
Yeah. You were
It's in there.
There was no physical way to get an erection. And I think this is what happened to me during my underwear modeling job.
Wanted to get an erection.
Tom was turned on.
I wasn't not turned on.
Yeah. Just to clarify, you did not tuck either, right?
There was no tuckage. I don't. Does anyone here know what the actual mechanism or the technique for tucking? What they use?
Well, it's a special tape.
Well, it's gaffer tapes. This is another issue I had. Now, when Miss Anastasia, or Miss Star rather, pulled out the tape and said, "Who wants to tuck?" That was cellophane tape, like packing tape. Packing tape would fuck your shit up.
Oh my god, duct tape might hurt too. Yeah,
yeah, and I think actually the people like basically sort of pop the balls into the cavity and then tape the dick back.
It's a whole process.
Pop
it's
the
a whole
balls
thing.
Into the cavity, inside to this cavity.
Yeah, let's sort of pop them in,
but
and
then if
it's
you
a
have
whole
to pee,
thing.
That would hurt. Just think how I'm thinking about. Oh my god, like you tuck your balls into your.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Your ass?
No, that's like sort of popping them into the cavity that they've fallen out of.
Hell no, man.
Oh my god.
Those are sensitive, man.
I thought you meant your butthole, and I was like, that's not
what
possible.
I was. I'm like, that's not possible. I'm trying to think. I'm like,
basically, the dick gets tucked to the point where it's like sort of touching your butthole, and the piece of tape is what keeps it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
That's serious commitment.
Wow.
Yeah.
gotta ask Sandoval how he did it.
We were with a drag queen once, and they went into the alley to pee, and they were still semi-tucked, and there was a whole sort of contorted.
Did you get a clean shot of the?
This is not an archive moment.
Yeah.
I've seen those drag queens like over at Hamburger Mary's or during Gay Pride, and you got to give them a lot of credit, man. The makeup and the artwork. I mean, it's a whole production.
It is. It's an art.
It's a lot of work.
Too. It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and you got to give them credit because I mean, I didn't go even 50% halfway they did, and I thought that was a lot of work. I mean, we spent hours in that hotel room. I mean, you only saw so much of it, you know, because whatever. The drag mothers were really, really nice, and we could have gone a lot farther, but I didn't think we didn't have a lot of time.
The only thing we didn't do is tuck. You didn't shave.
I didn't shave. I didn't tuck. I just wasn't. I'm not a big. I don't like to shave in general, and I drew my line. Listen, I'll do certain things, but there's certain things I'm not doing. I'm not shaving, I'm not going to wake up with shaving bumps all over my face.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, I liked your angry eyebrows that were drawn on, Tom.
Yeah, those were good.
I think
very
the consensus is like there's a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I think the general consensus is that I was the ugliest woman.
I don't know. I was pretty damn ugly.
but you still look like Jax in a wig.
I clearly didn't look like a woman. I mean, Sandoval could have passed as a woman.
Right, like Stassi said, if she put the blonde wigged Sandoval's picture on her dating app, it would get more likes than her.
Did she say
she said that. And also, another great thing Stassi said a few episodes ago is she did impressions of penises. And it was like, one's like this, and then the third one she did, which was a slumped over sad, kind of put me out of my misery. That's what the drag bag looked like. We know that because that's our suitcase. It's in the closet right there, that green bag.
Yeah.
The drag bag.
They came over at like 11 because I guess Meredith still had Ariana's suitcase. They didn't know, and every store was closed.
Right.
Now, Sandoval spent all this time and energy. He had everything mapped out,
oh
right?
My God. The clothes, the amount of, I still owe money for shit for that, actually. I mean, he had everybody's outfit. I mean, he had down to my nylons, my skirt. He had his outfit.
Yeah.
He had Peter's outfit. He had everybody's outfit. I mean, he had everybody's makeup. He had an idea for everybody how they should have looked.
Right.
He had everybody's name. I mean, like I said, you got to give him props. When Sandoval sets his mind to something, whatever it is, he goes gun ho.
The full Monty.
But nothing else. He'll think about nothing else.
Oh my God! Like his house is on fire.
Yeah, his house could be. Yeah.
His animals are emaciated.
Yeah. Like, nobody will be eating or drinking. But if he's like got his mind set on something, it will be perfect.
Yeah,
it will.
But meanwhile, the Strawberrinis will suffer.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everything else in life will suffer.
The Sia wig that then became a whole thing with Carter was accidental because the wig that Sandoval originally picked out, the guy at the store left it out of the bag, and they couldn't get back to the store before the flight. Someone was here and had some wigs, had a Sia wig, so it was like, here, just take this just in case. I just loved that became a whole thing with him and Carter, when he was like, well, you grew up to be Sia. And then he's like, oh, he's going for the digs.
I kind of, took the high road for once and decided to stay in the... Now, I did listen in a little bit, but I didn't want to go there. I mean, it was between Tom and Carter and Kristen. Anytime there's Kristen involved, I kind of try to stay away as much as possible.
Yeah.
because she will come out guns blazing, and it's kind of like it's kind of like not worth it with her sometimes because it just goes nowhere, and it's just kind of like a wash. And it was also really heated between Tom Sandoval and Kristen. Because they recently, I don't want to say recently just broke up, but there was still something there. It's like a tension, not like they like Joe. It's still a tension,
right?
So I kind of was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just back up on this one and just kind of.
I remember you just sort of observed. I remember being
just observed
on the verge of blacking out, livid, just like seething, like truly pissed off, as mad as Tom Schwartz can get. And I remember just like sort of on my peripheral seeing Jax just kind of standing there observing neutrally, just like, and I was like, "Come on, dude, get in the mix."
I know. Like normally I would get in the mix. I just thought there was so many people in it already.
Yeah, it was,
and there was shots being fired from everywhere.
Yeah,
I just didn't think it was really worth it, and it was kind of like. Brittany and I were fine. We're in the bedroom. We're going to bed.
Yeah.
Let's just go to bed normally.
You guys made it through.
Yeah, we made it through as one of the only couples that actually slept in a bed. I don't think so. I don't know. Between Sheena, Shay, and Katie, and Tom, and
well, Shay had sun poisoning. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Is that? I forgot what happened.
The girls are together, and Sheena says, Shay didn't make it out with the guys tonight, but he says it's sun poisoning.
First of all, New Orleans was hot, but it wasn't sunny.
Yeah.
Okay,
right. It can be muggy as
it's
fuck.
It's very
down there.
muggy. Yes, but it was not sunny.
Knowing what we know now, it all makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
I kind of put two and two together in the beginning, but I didn't want to say anything. It wasn't my business.
He couldn't say he was in the studio, so he had to have sun poisoning.
Earlier on than we thought, he might have been planning an exit strategy. Or
I think so. Like it seems that way. Yeah.
Kind of curious how that's going to play out in the show itself.
I don't know about you, Jax. I didn't film anything in regards to Sheena's divorce.
No, I didn't
was
either.
all of them.
I know there is film of that.
Yeah.
I didn't partake in that. I want to say it was between Peter and maybe Tom Sandoval, and maybe the girl, and maybe Ariana. I know, but it was very last minute, and I know production was kind of getting wind of what was going on.
Sure.
It was towards the end of our season, so I know there is footage of it.
Right.
It's whether or not how they're going to put it in and how they're going to edit it.
I'm curious, too, because what's the cap of the season? I'm curious to see how that plays out, because you feel that you would like to see the season end with the wedding.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how the season ended. And then about I want to say maybe a month. This all happened.
Well, we were sort of filming at that point. We were just
doing our interviews and things like that. We literally just wrapped like a week ago. So technically we just wrapped a week ago. I mean, if you don't count the reunion, but it goes almost all year.
This segment brought to you by Kristen Doty, Internet Detective. Coming this fall to the Speed Channel.
I thought it was very sweet that Brittany just heard that Kristen's name was being spoken of in an unpleasant way, and Brittany wanted to make sure that she was defended because she wasn't there. Brittany is such a endearing, lovely character, and it's just nice to see. In the midst of all the stuff going on, you're like, oh, that's so sweet. You know what I mean? Have a sweet moment. And also you protecting her, being like, no, I get what you're trying to do. Please don't go out there.
That's great advice.
I know. I understand. I go, Brittany, you're gold right now. Like everyone, you got no qualms with anybody. You're good. It's really not worth to go out there. Especially at that time of the night when everybody was fueled with alcohol and tensions were high.
Yeah,
that's the time of the night usually when shit goes down. And then you wake up in the morning, you're like, "What the fuck happened?" So Kristen and Tom have this ongoing battle at that time, where they were still feuding and still fighting a lot.
Yeah.
So it was heated. So it was kind of like shots were being thrown, and I didn't want to get near that,
right?
Because there was a lot of history that was getting brought back up, and I felt like maybe Carter might have been involved and. It's one of those things where it's like you dropped a spoon in a relationship. You're like, God, you're such a cheater. I knew you're always like a cheater. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you bring up things from like 20 years ago that have nothing to do with that situation.
The greatest hits were being pulled out.
Oh, yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is the first episode that Carter's really gotten in the thick of things with you guys.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I understand at the picnic table during the crab thing.
Yeah.
I feel like he's coming from a well-intentioned place in that no one's really sort of going... not against you, Tom, but sort of like sticking up for Katie, if you will, right? So I feel like, okay, that's actually a tricky position to bring up another point of view against you when you're there and you're clearly hurting and you're not feeling good.
It is a tricky situation.
There's so much more to it than just a Vegas incident.
Sure.
There's so much history there. So there's so much.
You got to sweep it under the rug, and the mound is this high.
Stinky room.
And we
love the stinky room.
It's
analogy.
for Breeze, the situation.
Yeah. And we said no one knows the stinky room.
No one knows the stinky room better than me.
Hey, I lived with him for 2 years. He's right.
Okay, listen. It's a tough situation when she was in. I personally, I love Carter. This is nothing against Carter.
Yeah.
I would have kept my mouth shut. Just because he's jumping into a situation he knows absolutely nothing about. Not even a little bit.
Sure, but I think he thought he did.
Well, he's sitting with Kristen and Katie the night before talking about what happened, and they get down.
We've known Kristen and Katie for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, you can't jump into a situation and be like, well, you didn't do this. It's kind of like we had a situation like that first season with Tina. Like, she would jump in and like, thank you, but like, dude, you're way out of your what am I looking for? You're way out of
their depth.
Yeah, you're way out of depth.
league depth.
You're out of your league right now.
And also, you have to remember, listen, Katie's my wife and I love her. Dodie's my girl, I love her. But when they're upset and maybe drinking, and they're going to be telling Carter a very, very skewed, subjective version, an account of what happened. Very biased, very skewed. Love you guys. I listen to this, but
that's just how it works.
That is, anyways. But he was coming from a good place, and it's not like me and the guys. It's not like we're an echo chamber. We don't just always say, "Yeah, man, yeah, you're right." No, they're wrong. Dude, we challenge each other all the time. We call each other out. They're my boys, and I love them and I'm loyal to them. But I will call them out, and Tom will call me out all the time too.
But the girls don't do that. The girls don't do that.
But to a degree, in this episode, what to me it looks like is that, and it's actually a very sweet thing. Sandoval is your ride or die. Kristen is Katie's ride or die.
Yeah.
Kristen's love for Katie and Sandoval's love for you. And also their own things that are in the background smash up against each other. And so any progress is completely blunted. So it's like you're trying to go down the hallway, but it's just like bang, bang, bang. And then everyone's wasted and then angry, and all the past stuff comes out. And that's, I think, maybe Carter's realizing in the midst of that, he's like, I don't know what I just got.
A bit off more than I can chew.
Oh, I know. I kind of felt bad for the guy because I was listening through the door. I'm kind of like, damn, he's getting teamed up on.
Yeah.
And like, every time he says something, and then Kristen would try to have his back, and the guys would be like, shut the fuck. It was not good.
Talking about having each other's back.
Yeah.
And
it's a touchy subject.
Well, let's go back to Katie on the show saying when she feels that another woman's feelings or maybe being held in higher regard than hers, that's when she gets upset. So looking at that, let's talk about what the difference is between maintaining that with your partner and then the danger of having complete sort of blind support with someone.
Yeah, which is, I think we can all agree on, is not healthy for any relationship.
Sure.
Just, it's a nice sentiment to say, I have your back, baby, unconditionally, you're my ride or die. All right, that's great, but if you come home and your girlfriend's putting the fucking cat in the oven, I sure as hell don't support that. Obviously, this is if
it's a cat, yes, I do support that. If it's my dogs, no, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Blythe. Blythe, I'm sorry.
Now we're in a feud. Now we're in a goddamn feud.
I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys. I'm just kidding.
I fruitlessly try to convince Jax that cats are great, but he's like, "No, man,
they're
just not."
I can't.
You haven't met the right cat yet.
I'm just not a cat guy.
Did you hear that noise? It's the cat feeder. See, the cat's going to eat now. Pissed off at you, but that guy hasn't hissed at you. He's not hissed at you. I know he doesn't hiss.
He's a
He's a sweetheart.
Super
yeah,
sweet.
Very sweet.
Anyways,
did you have a bad cat experience?
No, I get itchy and stuff from them. I just don't like them. I just feel like they got sharp teeth. They're gonna claw me or something.
I feel bad that half the cast now, I think, has allergies to cats. So you guys, I didn't know you had allergies to cats.
Well, it just hits me like once I think all felines kind of get me,
like panthers.
No, I go to the zoo, like even during the lion and tiger cages, I'll get bad. You got to take your Claritin. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Schwartz went to Medieval Manor, and you were near the horses, and you started having asthma, like
that was a traumatic experience. It actually that was one of the top 10 worst allergy attacks I've ever had. I could not breathe, and I wanted to play it cool on the surface.
Yeah,
but there was an ambulance outside. Another woman had an asthmatic attack, or maybe a panic attack, or heart. It was bad. I was starting to panic. I know it's going to go away, but in the moment when you can't breathe, it's really easy to panic.
Did you push her out of the way and get into the ambulance yourself?
I'm like, I'm on a fucking reality show, right? We digressed a lot, but it's
that's the point of the Pump Rules podcast.
Yeah.
If you're not going to drink, you at least digress.
Yeah.
You need your little inhaler on a necklace.
Yes.
Those moments.
That
Very
could be
chic
cool.
look too. Yeah.
Maybe take it to Jacob the jeweler.
There you go. Get Kyle Chan to make you a little delicate.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's an insult to my good friend Kyle Chan.
I'll bleep it out. Put a filter on you and bleep that out.
I love you, Kyle. Kyle's not listening. That guy's so busy right now. He's killing it. Congratulations to Kyle Chan.
He's doing great.
He's absolutely on fire. What were we talking about?
I interrupted you, Jax. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just what he was saying.
What were we saying?
Well, so we were back. We were talking about
that was an extreme example. I'm sorry. It set us on a
It's fine.
this sort of unconditional support where there is a fine line. But anyway, so you were talking about
I guess,
the difference.
man, I don't know. This is a very complicated topic here for me because this has been something that me and Katie have been coming back to nonstop since we started dating. She felt like I didn't have my back. I think I would always counter with, well, why are you always getting yourself into situations in which you need someone to have your back? She was very, very contentious, which I think she'll admit early on. She had a really hard time with conflict resolution I'm talking within the confines of her very personal relationships in our relationship. Like you tell some people this about Katie, they'll be like, "What, Katie?" Like she's super chill, down to earth girl.
Yeah.
But I'm talking within the confines of our little world, our little esoteric, little Vander.
Not even that. Even in your own relationship, people don't see what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
People you're like, oh, how does that person act like that? You're watching a 45-minute show, okay?
Right.
You're seeing an argument that took place for an hour, but of course they're going to put the juice. You didn't see how it began. You didn't see how it ended.
You see the meat of it. They can't put all the nuances
and I understand that. And that's great. But then you can't judge somebody based on a 2-minute segment of a fight that took place that was an all-day fight.
A lot of people forget that in their own relationships, they might have instances that are similar to these episodes on the show, but the fact is they have the luxury of not having it filmed, not on iTunes,
right?
And they don't.
That is a luxury.
I think too. I think a lot of people in their relationships go through what we go through, and
Absolutely.
I think I've had a lot of people on social media hit me on, man, I go through the same thing, or I've been through the same thing. It is. I've watched old reality shows on other shows in the past. And I try to figure out this couldn't have happened. This couldn't have happened. This must have been started like this and like this.
Yeah.
And then when the shows end, people put out books or they do talk shows. You're like, well, what you didn't see was this, and this. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
Or like secrets revealed kind of things. But I think that's why the show is so relatable, why people are so engaged in it. It's such an honest show. It's unavoidable that you get wrapped up with the people.
Yeah.
I think that's what we take pride in the most, that it is such an honest show, that it is a non-scripted show, that it is it is you see what it is what it is. You see what you get what you get.
You bury the bridge.
Is that a Jaxism?
That was a Jaxism. I think it was something like
the bridge.
No, you said something. I think it was like a highlight reel of those Jaxisms. You said he buries his own bridges, and you go, wait a second, buries his own
sounds
bridge.
Like one.
That sounds like a Jaxism.
Those are my favorite when you pause and go, hold on, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
You nailed one the other day. I forget what it was.
Just earlier today, earlier on the couch.
Takes a long walk up Short Bridge.
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
a good,
Nice,
that was a good one.
Oh, we all gave him the snap.
That's right.
Sometimes I nail it, but then the thing is I know that I nail it. I'm like, yes, I nailed it. And then I ruin it.
Well, that's just setting you up for the next one. Yeah. By the way, is the cat too close to you, Tom?
The cat's great. The cat's great.
It seemed like you guys started fighting the first night in New Orleans over whether or not you should get an Uber, and it seemed like sometimes, what's the point of arguing?
Yeah.
You got to understand though, some of these arguments, they'd be like, God, why did you buy orange Gatorade? It's not about the damn orange Gatorade.
No, of course.
Yeah.
It's stemming, but that's just an easy target.
It's the access
starts from there.
Yeah.
That's all our fights start from like that. Most of his fights are like that. They're like, oh man, why'd you get Chinese food tonight? It's just like the other time when you cheated on that grass.
It's the you always do this syndrome, and I gotta say sometimes I'm guilty. Well, leading back to what we were talking about earlier and having her back, and early on in the relationship, Katie, she'll kill me, but she really was contentious, and she had really poor conflict resolution. She was always upset with someone. I'm so annoyed with this person. This person's driving me crazy. Don't talk to this person because I'm really. Anyways, early on, so I built up a callus.
This is the callus that you're talking about. Okay.
And now it's getting softer, and it's but for a long time, in her defense, sometimes when she really just needed me to have her back and hug her and comfort her and know that I care about her, I would just be like, "You're not doing this again." The callus would come into play, and I'd be like, "I don't want to deal with this. You always do this." And I think I took it too far in extreme in the other direction. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because it's when you're reacting You're reacting to something that's current as if it's something in the
If
past.
you're used to doing it too much, you're like, I don't want to hear anything at all.
It built up a really big callus.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bubba. But she knows. We've talked about this in therapy. Oh my God, I'm old and
That's good though.
It's
That's
good.
good.
I feel really
you went
bad.
to
Katie's been
therapy.
taking a lot of heat this season.
It's been brutal.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this earlier today.
Yeah,
she's
running
been
the
taking a lot of heat, but you know what? Lately she's been taking it good.
She's in the beginning. I think they broke her for a little bit, not fully, but they almost broke her.
It was hard,
and
yeah.
I have to remind her how many good things she has going on in her life. I love her. We just had the best wedding in the history
That's
of
true.
weddings.
Yeah.
She's healthy. All of her family's alive, doing well. She's making some cash. She lives in a great building. She has beautiful dogs.
Right.
She wakes. I mean, just being alive. Like
she wakes up to you every morning. That's what you're gonna say.
I shouldn't do that.
She wakes up to me
And the
every morning.
luckiest thing in her life is that she's with me.
And she's got a really successful blog.
Yeah,
that's
Katie's
killing
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Plucker and Pout is
And
killing it.
Yeah, and like there was a much more extensive list, and it was more heartfelt than I can remember right now. But anyways, sometimes you need a healthy dose of perspective, but then sometimes you just need a hug and for the other person to shut up and say I love you. And maybe don't do that enough.
I think the culprit too for some of this is like these girls just they need to get away from social media. If they
It's
could just
very hard to do
If they could just
sometimes.
stay off of Twitter and Instagram one episode, it would do wonders.
It's like
It would do wonders. The problem is they're just going like this during the episode. They're watching the episode and just trolling down, waiting for some crazy girl.
sending to each other.
Oh,
I mean, they
man.
are scrutinizing that. And sometimes Bubby's Bubba's pretty self-aware. She's aware of it,
Yeah.
but it's like the morbid curiosity is such a strong driving force. Sometimes you're like, I gotta see what they're saying.
Yeah.
And you go in there and you're like, God, they still they're comparing me to Hitler still.
And also,
Jax knows. He knows. He used to get
Oh my God, I used to get it
yeah.
all the time. And it's kind of like, I would get mad. Don't get me wrong. I get mad. But then I was kind of like, okay, these people are hiding behind social media. They're hiding behind a computer screen.
Yeah.
I would still go out every day. The same person who would call me a piece of shit would be like, oh my God, could I take a picture with you? So
Totally.
That's true.
it's just people trying to get a rise. And you know what? The girls are so sensitive and they're so easy to get to.
And women are usually more insecure, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll see it. The guys are pretty simple. Like, I don't know about Sandoval, but the guys are pretty simple.
well, wait. I think Kristen last night on Watch What Happens Live said actually she's not the number one girl in the group. Sandoval is.
I didn't know if that was a dig. I saw that. Was that a dig?
That's a compliment.
Because it's not really a dig. Because what's wrong with being the girl?
Right.
And
I read that. I was kind of like, was that just kind of like being a joke to Sandoval? Or was
I
that
think
kind
it was
of a
like
dig?
actually, I thought it was kind of
Ariana
sweet.
might
I
take
thought
that
it was
as
kinda
Ariana
sweet.
might take that as a blow for sure.
I think she meant it a little more catty than I like to put my Tom Schwartz spin on.
Yeah.
But the way I would take it as a compliment, I think Tom is cool. I think they've come a long way in their relationship. Have they?
Yeah.
I think they have.
Yeah.
And if
I
they
hope.
haven't, they hide it real well.
Yeah.
And Kristen's been very nice. She came on our podcast and said nice things about Ariana and Tom's relationship.
That's right.
So
She is. Kristen's like,
Yeah.
dude. You guys don't even know the half of it. What we've been when we
Are
lived
you
together.
going to tell me that I don't know old Dodie?
Dude,
And
no. But like,
Crazy Kristen.
just witnessing things firsthand. We've had some nights together, but like she has come a long way. Like, there was for a long time. I'll go as far as to say I borderline hated Kristen Doty, but now
Sure.
like I look forward to hanging out with her.
Also, living with people in your apartment that's a different thing. Like, not everyone can really do that.
Yeah.
Even if you're best friends. So
Yeah.
if there's like crazy moments going on, I mean,
We've had
you
that.
guys know.
Tell you what, I'd write a bestseller. I tell you what, I really would.
behind the sheets.
Behind the shit.
There
I
it
think you
is.
mean sheet singular.
Blythe just said it first.
Sheet singular. It's behind the sheet.
Oh my God, Vanderpump Rules behind the
the
That's
sheet.
a great fucking
Thank you.
title
There
for a
it
That
is.
is
memoir.
beautiful, Blythe.
There it is.
Drop a cover mock-up.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
amazing. Vanderpump Rules.
Is that a commercial,
behind
Craig?
The sheet.
Yes, that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules behind the sheet.
Oh my God, that's amazing. We're gonna have to do something with that.
And now, a happy birthday message to Kristen Doty from Stassi Schroeder. Dear Ride or Die, we've overcome the nearly impossible. People may doubt our love, and to them, F off. Thank you for being the most protective, generous person I know. One day, our friendship will be written about in textbooks. Okay, no it won't, but what ifs? Thank you for being the Tina Fey to my Amy. Happiest birthday, Kristen Doty. I love you. P.S. I made a freaking collage for you. That's love AF.
I don't really exaggerate that much, do I? But you guys know I like to drink. I'm not a lush, but I do enjoy drinking.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm telling you, Jax will vouch for me. I don't
think I've ever seen you drunk.
I was
that
more
drunk.
or less blacked out the entire trip.
The entire trip.
I puked and rallied in drag.
Yeah.
Leading
Whoa.
into full Fritos were coming out.
Dude, he
Have you ever thrown
smelled
up
like
Fritos?
a case of Coors Light a mile away. Like, honestly,
That's amazing.
I honestly don't ever. The drunk where we're going on crocodile trips and he's putting his hand in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
And the guy's like, don't do that. Like, you're putting your hand in the mouth. He's like, that's cool. I'm going to feed it marshmallows.
And you're
like,
like,
we're
scared
like,
of
dude,
reptiles.
stop doing that. Like, you're putting your hand. He's like, what? That's not okay? What?
One of the alligators' name was Bubba.
Insert joke.
That's pretty funny.
Well, Sandoval kept putting fake snakes and things.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
One looked
But
real.
I actually
in the
like
donuts.
snakes. It was just
Yeah.
I was very vulnerable in that moment.
You were a little tight. You were a
Oh
little
my God.
fragile.
He was hammered.
You
He
were
was
on the boat
emotional.
slouching over, drinking a Coors. It was like
I
spilling out of
cried
your
so
hand.
many times, and I was the meanest I've ever been. You guys, they obviously the cameras, they'll pick up everything. I was ruthless, man. I went for the jugular.
That's the end part of the fight, because then it goes back to you're in one of the rooms and fighting with Ariana and Stassi, and then Sandoval.
You guys, I don't remember.
I totally forgot
And then
about
Sandoval
that.
knocks the door open when you're in the toilet, and he's like, "He's a battered woman."
Tom deserves a fucking Emmy for that scene. Obviously, that wasn't
Scene ever.
scripted or anything. It was just, dude. But Tom, for his commitment to his outfit,
Yeah.
and his commitment to just that whole weekend
The
at my
emotion.
bachelor party,
He's a battered wife.
dude.
Oh yeah, battered wife.
That's incredible.
You couldn't.
And then you're like this.
You just like, what's
I'm-
going on?
You have a look at his face. He's like, even this, I can't even take your shit. Like, I can't even do this now. Thank you.
I was defeated.
No shit.
No pun intended.
I'm surprised you kept your wig on for so long.
You were defeated, man.
That's
you
funny,
were
bro.
really were thrown in that towel at that point. You were just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And dude, it's not only that, we're at a bachelorette party, okay?
Right.
That's-
This is supposed to be like
Oh,
the
yes.
last hurrah, the send off into marriage. Like, man, I'm woohoo.
Yeah.
Fun.
I don't.
We're supposed to be funneling beers and getting lap dances, and we're talking about 3-year-old fucking.
No, we're talking about like Jesus. I don't think
Excuse
this
me.
is going to work. I don't think this marriage is going to happen. Like
Yeah.
it's getting to the point where it's kind of like it's not going to happen. Like
Right.
it was literally the point where like I don't know what I can do anymore. Like I've done all I can do. I've said all I could say. I said enough sorries to sink a battleship. I don't know what else I can do. I mean, no matter what I do, and I'm speaking as Tom. No matter what
as
I
interpreted through Jax Taylor.
no matter what I do, it's just going back into arguments.
You're up in the hotel and you're furious with Carter, and then Katie walks out seemingly not knowing what's going on, and you say, Dodie's out of fucking control. She's ruining everything. And you go, and she goes, what do you mean? No, she hasn't. She's been downstairs the whole time. And you go, act like a moron and you want unconditional love. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my
She
God.
just walks down the
that was-
hallway in
that
her
was-
feet.
I think
That's so mean.
That was, oh God.
It's like you just found like a match and some gas, and you were like, "All right, I don't know. Here, I'll just do this."
Hey, I had a taste for blood and I wanted more. I'm serious.
I don't think you were a dick, man. I honestly don't. And I'm not saying this because I love everything. I love the girls as much. But Jesus Christ, I mean, everybody was coming after
I was a
him.
mad push to my
Dude.
absolute limits on what was supposed to be one of the happiest trips. By
Yeah.
the way, PSA, don't ever under any circumstances,
Have a joint bachelor party.
Yeah.
Ever,
It's just-
ever.
Yeah.
Joint bachelor parties do not work.
Yeah.
Even if you do drag. By the way, I like that you said that's one of the weirdest bachelor parties you've ever been to, and I feel like you've been to a couple other weird ones.
Not really. I've been to.
Jax is the personification of a bachelor party.
That's true.
I'm somebody you want at your bachelor
Yeah,
party.
absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't been to a lot, no, but I tell you what, don't get me wrong, we had a great time, we did, but there was a lot of times where it's kind of like, man, this was a bad idea, and we knew going in, we're on Stassi's turf, okay, all right, we're in New Orleans, which I mean, New Orleans is a great town,
It's great.
and everything was great, but
It's thick with mischief there.
I just don't, I don't, and I don't agree with joint bachelor parties. It's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically we're going on vacation. This is a bachelor party. This is supposed to be your last hurrah, you know?
Yeah.
We're not going to go out and hook up with it wasn't about that. It just needed it's a last hurrah with your buddies.
Yeah.
He had his buddy in from out of town.
That's the thing. I was so upset about what was going on, given the circumstances where we're at in this moment now in time. It was so hard for me to have any sort of constructive conversation. I just wanted to be completely dismissive and be like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. You were saying basic B used to, like, I just went off.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they
I like that you censored yourself as you said that. You're a basic B.
I mean, I said much worse things than that to Kristen. I don't even know what they put in.
I love when you're in the elevator with Tom and Carter and you're like, she's a bitch whore. And Carter's like, wait, hold on.
Oh, I apologize for the record.
I figured.
That was funny shit.
Dude, you don't say that to someone else's...
Someone's boyfriend. You're like, no,
like,
Carter,
whoa.
you don't understand.
It's
She's
okay
a bitch
though. We're
whore.
allowed to talk like that in our group.
Well, there is a lot of leeway in our group.
Yeah.
But I love Carter. I felt really bad that I said that to him because he doesn't know all of our history, and I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know, man.
It is great though because the whole dance around the elevator. You're like, okay, no, Dodie, you can't come.
No.
Carter, get out. No, wait, Carter, I love you. Come in, get in here. No, but Carter, you might have to get out. Carter, and then the door closes. It's amazing,
Dude. It's such a mess.
There's other patrons of the hotel who at one point walk by and they're just kind of rolling their eyes a little like, what the hell? Because there's just a bunch of guys in drag and girls yelling at each other.
I didn't even think about that. From the outside perspective, I didn't even take that into consideration.
Man, I was freaking hammered, but I was like,
oh my god, that's a whole new dynamic.
I was just like, so like, we spent a lot of money, a lot of money and time, and like to take off work and to go on this. It's like the last thing you want to do is argue. It's like we could have just stayed at home and beat the shit out of each other. How about that? Like, why do we have to spend all this money and come all the way to New Orleans and just beat the shit out of each other? Like, it's just like,
wait, should I get another? Does this mean I get not that I want one?
Yes.
Do I get another bachelor
Yes,
party?
it's going to happen in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
we're going to. No, that's not a bachelor party. That's torture. What we're going reunion? Is that what you said?
No, I said redo.
Oh no, we are. We're going to Vegas in a couple weeks.
What'd you think I say? Reno?
I thought you said reunion.
No,
I was like, that's not a reunion.
We should present this to a relationship jury or judge.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we did, I would be granted one bachelor
we are
party
going to Vegas.
every year the rest of my life. Even though it's not Bubba's. Well, no, it's all of our faults, but.
How about say it's everyone's fault? That way everyone can have a redo.
It was.
I disagree.
Well,
it's not everybody's fault.
I was just being diplomatic, but it was a little bit my fault, and it was a little bit. I mean, it was. I don't know.
Just blame the booze. It's New Orleans.
I mean, yeah, Kristen. I wanted to kill Kristen. She's the one who got me sparked up with her. She Dr. Phil'd me outside.
Oh my God.
I will say her timing was spectacularly bad.
Oh God!
But not for the viewers. Viewers
People
get
love
a lot
to give
of joy.
advice and love to give their own cents sometimes when they shouldn't.
This segment brought to you by Bossy Tops, the first fruit from the hot new blouse house of former fashion blogger Stassi Schroeder. With Bossy Tops, you can spend an evening in style, even if you're stuck with a Kyle. Bossy Tops, available by appointment only. Bossy Tops, they'll tell you what to do.
I mean, I'm sure the bachelor party will be dredged up during the reunion, but I feel like it's too close to the reunion.
The girl's got a stripper.
Girl's got a stripper, yeah.
Look, we didn't get a stripper.
By the way, I don't think Ariana would have minded
want
Kristen saying that Sandoval was the number one girl of the group because, as she says in the episode, the gender stereotypes were being flaunted all over the place.
That was a great line.
That was a great line, and it was true, and it was a very forward-thinking episode.
Yeah.
In addition to all the bloodletting and and Harry Carey happening.
Did you notice that Tom's friend from Florida was
Jesus.
there?
Yeah,
Jesus was there.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
Didn't know
He
what he
made
was
an
getting
appearance.
into.
Poor guy he wasn't cut out for that.
Dude, I warned him.
Poor guy.
It was going to be intense, but he didn't know what he was getting into.
He did, man. He was kind of like, dude, what the hell do you guys like? This is how you guys live? I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, he must have enjoyed the wedding then because the wedding was perfect.
oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
wedding was. I even tweeted
dude.
that out today. Someone made a comment to Katie, and I was like, "That was probably the best wedding I've ever seen." And the amount of time that she had to put that thing together,
Sure.
Oh my
it was
God.
absolutely
Katie
beautiful. It was
absolutely
absolutely
killed
stunning.
it.
It was like one of those ones where it's like
It was like a fairy tale, which
it really
is a theme
was.
that came
It really
up a lot
was.
during
And
the
like
wedding.
people
Dude.
usually take about 1.5 to 2 years to put a wedding like
That's
that
right.
together. So for her to knock that out so quickly. No offense, but I'm going to go ahead and give Katie pretty much 95% of the credit. You had one job to bring the damn candy, and you fucked that up. So,
did fucking up. Oh my God, I did.
so
Wait,
I'm going to go ahead and
spoiler
give
alert.
Katie pretty much all the credit.
Well, I actually got all the booze too.
Okay.
Well, she came with, but that was just for moral support.
But anyway, she
and we'll get into that more close to the wedding. But I got to say, the fact that she was doing all that, and then the pressure. I remember when you guys were going to New Orleans.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That'll be fun." And then when you guys came back, I think I just said to Sandoval, "Hey, so how was New Orleans?" He was like, "Dude." And he was speechless. So when he's speechless, I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah,
and then Katie later said something like, "Well, we had to burn it to the ground to rebuild." And I was like, "Well, I can't wait to see what happens."
This segment brought to you by The Blackout, the turbulent new miniseries starring Jax Taylor as the man who may or may not remember what he might have done, but knows exactly what you did. The Blackout, running this fall intermittently on Stars.
I just kept floating in the pool, just watching the chaos. Yeah. And I'm sitting in the middle of the pool, floating on a penis.
I wish you were in drag doing that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I do too. Maybe we can recreate that moment in our pool here.
Yeah, that's right. We have a pool here, and
the summers that we'll have.
Hey, just on a side note, not to talk about what goes on in this crazy building, but remember Jax jumped in fully clothed.
We haven't talked about that on the show yet, so that's great. Yeah, you went in fully clothed. We got a lot of great photos from that.
That was at 7 a.m. when I went out, and I was like, I could have given you a bathing suit or something. What's going on? You're like, no, it's fine. And you had your new shoes on, full pants.
He pulled up in his cherry red Stingray like Ricky Bobby going, woo! Screaming at the top of his lung. He wasn't drinking, but he was like, maybe a little hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
He came in, guns blazing, started chugging out of that fireball and just jumped in the pool.
the cherry red Stingray from 1973.
I'm not making that up. Yeah. That's the real thing that happened.
That's the real thing, baby.
And the pool's heated too, so you're like, I don't want to get out.
I didn't want to get out. I felt great.
Drinking.
And now I live here. I can do this every day if I want. I posted that picture on Instagram, and Fireball sent me a nice big case of Fireball.
Nice.
And all kinds of stuff.
Like,
that's great.
It was really nice.
That's really good.
Yeah, thank you, Fireball.
Sponsored post. Please drink responsibly.
Please drink.
We got some Fireball in the kitchen. For,
there's plenty of Fireball there.
No, thank you.
Happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you very much,
dude. Sorry we were lame on your
I know.
birthday.
No, that's
we were
okay.
lame, but we'll make up for it. Trust me.
Oh, I have a feeling. Well, I mean, we all were at Kristen's the night before, and the bowling alley that we were at, I think they had a dirty soda gun, or the ice was foul or something, because everyone got a touch of something that was drinking drinks there.
It was not good.
We should have like a designated time, because we hang out and we're buddies and stuff, but we should have like a designated segment of like 5 minutes. No, you do, but maybe we should have a specific segment in which you just ask hard-hitting journalistic questions, objective.
Okay.
No, I was kidding. Don't. Wait.
I don't need much arm twisting to do that.
No,
I'll do that.
You do it with great tact.
Thank you.
And
I
it's
do
okay.
that.
You can always challenge me. I just want you to know.
I do, and I feel bad because I do, and then
I'll squirm.
Well, because also for a large chunk of this season, like no one was saying anything nice or supportive of Katie.
Yeah.
Not that you weren't. I just mean that like every outlet, everything, and I was like, and I was like, and I got shit for it because I genuinely was like, well, I kind of see your point. And people were like, fuck you, you scumbag.
You don't even want to be on her team right at that point because people were just going after her.
Yeah, I unfollowed her on Instagram, Twitter, everything. I'm not taking any chances. I got a reputation. Just kidding.
Blocked her totally.
The tabloids are going to be all over that now. By the way, Us Magazine posted something. They're like, Tom Schwartz livid about bachelor party prank. And I looked at the thing, and it was some video, and it kept not loading. And I went, I can't. This is. I don't know what this is. This is what prank?
What prank?
I don't know.
Was there a prank?
Well, it's always like fake journalists just writing like, "Here's my recap," and it's always skewed. One side or the other.
Some of them are funny. As long as you're funny enough, you can be mean. That's what we usually say, right?
Of course.
Be creative.
I like making fun of myself.
Funny is funny, but just like attacks are stupid.
Trolls are
boring.
boring.
Yeah,
they're
trolls
just usually
are boring.
looking for stories. They got nothing to have.
Like, kill yourself is such a boring comment to make to someone.
Yeah,
I mean,
yourself.
It's like, come on,
like,
dude.
hey, kill yourself. Come on, dude. Have some more.
Exercise your creative writing skills a little bit. What did you guys think of wait, what was I going to say?
Go ahead. What? Oh, wait, do you want me to ask you some hard-hitting questions?
No. Don't. No, here's the thing. I would let you, but man, it's like when we do the show, we have to relive it 4 to 6 times, Jax?
Sure.
And like we dissect every on a cellular level. I think we dissect our relationships, incidents. So not that I'm not willing to be open and free here, but it's like, man,
no, because you are, and I usually if I grilled you about the therapy, a couple.
I haven't
of
seen
weeks
one
ago.
therapy session. Well, then again, I don't really watch the show. But then, is there a lot of therapy sessions?
Just
on this?
one this year.
Is
just
it one?
We only went once this whole.
Oh, because I thought you said
year.
you were going a bunch this year.
No, wait, did I go?
Did Katie go with you?
No, that was just once.
I don't think it's a good
Yeah.
idea if you're going to go to therapy, you go together. I think you should go separately.
Well, if you go to couples therapy,
Maybe both, because it's couples therapy and then individual therapy.
Oh yeah, I think
that could be good.
Yeah, I think it's going to just turn into a fight if you go to therapy together.
well, you get in there and you're getting lost in the conversation, and I'm pretty fair and balanced guy, but also when you're talking to your therapist, you're supposed to say anything you want, be able to confide.
Yeah.
And it
Circle
feels
of trust.
good, but then you're done and you look around and there's cameras on you, like, oh my god, the whole millions of people are going to see what I just confided.
Yeah.
Not that I really said anything that bad, but anyways, it's just an interesting moment because I'm not thinking of the cameras, I'm not thinking of the TV show. I'm lost in the moment. It's me and my therapist. Jax, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it.
And then you're done. You're like, I feel good, and then you look over to your left. You're like, oh my god!
I know that. Yeah, because you do. I loved my therapy sessions. I really did. Like he's right, because you get lost in the moment because the camera's in stationary.
Sure,
they're not moving around. They pop a camera there, and they walk out of the room. So
they're pretty stealth too.
Yeah, they are very stealth during that. You start getting into it, and then after the first session, you're kind of a little weird, and then once second, third, fourth session hits, you're really comfortable.
Right.
And I'm kind of like, wow, I can really be open here. And then you start going in. I'm like, damn, what did I say?
It sort of like curbs the good feeling.
I do love the therapy though, because you talk to your friends and they kind of give you the tough love, or they'll just tell you what you want to hear. Like I'm saying, well, you shouldn't do this. I'm not going to really get to the bottom of the problem.
Right.
I think talking to a stranger, which I didn't agree at first when I went to therapy. I'm like, I don't need therapy. I might go to a complete stranger and they're going to try to figure me out.
Right.
I didn't really agree with it, and then I was kind of like, well, you know what? I need to figure out something because what I'm doing is not right either.
Yeah.
So maybe they can help me. Maybe they got some tricks of the trade, or maybe they can figure me out. And it was good. It was good. I mean, I ended up having some situations with my therapist, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think also just the act of actually talking about problems.
Yeah.
Even if the
Or
other
just
person
being honest, like finally being 100% honest with somebody, and like being able to like, wow, it felt good. Like being this is how I feel.
Someone who doesn't know your past, and they're
Yeah.
not they can be objective. It's such a great word. I love.
Yeah.
I just love. It's so hard to be objective. Even just. Well, it's not that hard, actually. I'm pretty good at it.
Well,
not to toot my own
Well,
horn.
by being honest, then they can help you get to what the main problem is or where the source is for your emotional issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This would be a good sponsor for your podcast, even though
therapists.
No, it's called Talkspace. I heard it on another podcast. It's like it's cool. I kind of like the idea of it. It's like online therapy. Sorry, I don't know if we're
No, that is a good idea.
I thought it'd be a great sponsor.
I don't mind putting things out for sponsors, like Fireball, for instance. I think I'd reach out to them in another venue.
Well, because a lot of people are intimidated by the whole process of going in, calling, meeting someone. A lot of people just are intimidated by sitting across from another human and talking.
That's true.
But so to be able to do it, I don't know if that's actually
virtually
healthy.
or something.
No,
but it might be, because talking. I think anytime people share or just start talking, a lot of people get uptight about talking about their problems because they think, well, why should I tell this person? It'll either embarrass me or they can't fix it. But it's not even about that. It's about talking about the stuff.
Yeah.
So because sometimes there's shit like whatever you talked about with your therapist or you talk about with yours, stuff that you don't talk about. Because I also noticed, Schwartz, that you tend to think that it's not good for you to complain about things that you feel because you feel that you have it pretty well in the world and that who am I to complain? But I think that sometimes does you a disservice in that everyone has a right to complain to a degree, just venting. So
you're right, and I try to shove my the way I think about the world and the way I see the world, trying to down Katie's throat. I just try to show her. I try to convince her to have more perspective because she loses it easily. She used to lose it easily. She's getting way better. She is way better. Oh shit! I feel like everything I say, she's in a
because she's a very emotional person.
Yes. Thank you.
And also the ways of communication sometimes should just be different.
Yeah. Essentially, you're saying I'm right, she's wrong, right?
No, the reverse of that.
Oh.
No, but you two have two different ways of thinking about stuff, and I think that sometimes you don't want to talk about emotional stuff because you feel like, what do I have to complain about?
Yeah, well, yeah.
She reacts to
or
something.
You just don't want to talk about it because you just don't feel like talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't.
I think I'm more concerned about like meteorites hitting Earth, stuff like that, than like I don't know than what this person said about said about this person and why they said it. Not to discount those moments, but I don't know.
Can you sit down with Katie though and have an emotional talk? Like if she says,
"Oh my God, we've had some."
Hey
great
Tom, I have a
heart-to-hearts.
problem. I have some issues. I need to sit down and have a chat with you. Can you sit there without going like, "Listen, Katie, I can't talk about this right now."
For a long time, I couldn't because of what happened early on in the relationship,
and the callus.
But I think now we can. we've learned a lot about each other. Like, if she has an issue with someone else, like within our little group here, I don't think she's going to come to me. Yeah. She'll come to her other friends who like to talk about it and are better at it. I'm burnt out on it. But if it's something that's really pressing, a major life issue, she's really hurt, I'm definitely always there for her and I love her. But like, you know, if she's pissed at Kristen because she said something, she's not going to bring that up to me anymore. She just knows. Not like she can't, but
it's like a topic that maybe isn't the best thing for the two of you to deal with.
Absolutely fried.
Some things are better for friends, and some things are better for spouses.
Yeah.
Yes,
there's a separation between the two that sometimes has to be maintained.
Dylan and Brenda.
Dude, are we?
Every couple has arguments or fights or whatever, but we've seen you and Brittany on the show have moments of flare-ups. You guys are doing some painting in the old apartment, talking about whether or not you said something about her and Kristen or whatever. But what I found more interesting than that was how you guys go back and forth.
I know I have a problem. No, I have an anger problem. I know that.
Yeah,
it's fun to witness.
I get extremely angry, and I fly off the handle, and I have a short fuse and a big temper. So I have to work with that, and I know I have that issue. I know that. I've known that since I was a little kid. I don't have patience. I don't. God never gave me that. So
or a filter,
or a filter,
or a conscience. Just kidding.
No, the conscience. I do have a conscience. The filter. The filter. I know I don't have it, but I don't really care about that. It's not important to me. Filter's not really important. Sure. But anger issue is important to me. Right. It really is. It is kind of late in life at my age to
address it or
well, to try to work on try to get it back. It's hard. And Brittany's the sweetest person in the world, so I shouldn't fly off the handle so easily when something doesn't go my way, but I do. I fly off the handle really easily. If something's not going my way or something's not right, I will get angry. And then I'll be like, damn it, I'm sorry. But I do. You can ask Brittany next time she's on. Within about 5 minutes, 10 minutes after, I'm always like, I'm sorry.
30 minutes.
Sometimes 30.
That's still pretty good. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And she'll say, like, I know how he is. Like, he'll get mad, and about 5-10 minutes he'll come back and apologize. Like, I know I'm wrong. It's just, it's hard to fix that problem. Like, because I just get so angry, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't understand.
It's some sort of emotional thing. It's like a trigger sort of situation sometimes with people. But it's good that you can apologize.
I should do meditation.
Most people can't.
No. I tried that. I tried yoga meditation before. I was like, get me out of here.
Craig Blythe, I have this. I've always been wanting to take. I would love to see Jax squirm in a deprivation tank. You guys know what that is?
Oh yeah,
the
I could never
tank.
do that.
Jax, we're doing it.
What?
You said it's like your worst nightmare because you're kind of always like, you're not ADD, but you're always like, let's go. Always moving.
Yeah.
I want to put you in a deprivation tank where you kind of float and it's pitch black and you just sit there.
It's like a pod, and
silence.
it's like half full of water, and you just float on your back, and it's complete silence, and you have to just sit with your thoughts.
Are you in?
Is someone talking to you?
No, you just
just you and your.
It's a relaxing.
Mind.
Is it a relaxing exercise?
The idea is that you get closer in touch with your internal thoughts. But
that would be great. Like I said, I'm the type of person that I am very aware of the things that I do wrong and the things that I have problem. I know that. Like when someone's like, "Oh, you do this," I know. Like I know I have these issues. I know when I'm like, oh, that's a wrong. Or if someone comes up to me and says, you know what, that was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. Or if Thomas is going to be like, I'm like, you know what, yeah, but this, and they'll be like, you shouldn't have done this. Okay, I can look at it objectively. I can see their points, my points.
Well, there's a huge difference between Jax and Jax when he's on one. Like, just listening to you now, I've brought this up to you before, the deprivation tank, and you're like, fuck no, I'll never fucking do that. I'll lose my mind. But when Jax is calm, cool, and like collected, he's sitting down here, he's relaxed, he's more open-minded, and like he's like, yeah, I'd consider that.
I think that's with anybody.
Well, yeah, that's true. I like to think I'm always chill
with your cores.
I know.
Anyone's on one. It's a bit of a mixed bag.
That is the
but
most
I know what you
obvious
mean.
statement ever, but it's particularly with Jax.
But it was an observational kind of thing.
I back to that. I do have to be careful the way I do talk to Brittany sometimes because I do get a little bit intense, and that's one thing. I'm trying to work on that. I really am because I know I watch back some episodes and I'm like, ooh, that was a little aggressive there.
So sometimes the show can be good for that, right?
Yeah,
like it can
absolutely.
Be instructive.
If anything, I've learned a lot from this show. People are like, oh, you did this, but I think I'm getting better. I see how I'm acting.
Yeah,
it's really weird when you see yourself acting a certain way on television. You'd be like,
sure,
because sometimes you don't believe yourself. You're like, I didn't do that, or I don't think I did that, and then you watch it, you're like, oh shit, I did do that. I did say that. Or sometimes they won't even catch it, and I'll catch it. I'll catch something like, ooh, I
little
did
thing.
that.
And then it's the embarrassment that makes you change.
I've been embarrassed many times watching this show. And I'm just like, oh, man,
I'm constantly embarrassed watching myself.
It's not the funny stuff. I'm not embarrassed about peeing on myself and shit. Like, that's just funny.
Yeah.
It's the way I talk to people embarrasses me.
Yeah, well, it's good that you can take that as input and learn from it. because you have had a lot of growth.
That's the key. Learning from it.
That's right.
What I need to do.
Learning from everything in life, right? But you have had a tremendous amount of growth. I mean, everyone on the show has. But again, the luxury of that people have when they're not on a show is that they don't ever have to sit and watch themselves.
Right.
Generally.
Right. I think it'd be great if everybody could sit and watch themselves.
I think so, too.
You get into an argument or a fight with somebody or some a situation, and you can turn back around and watch it. I think people would learn tremendously from
Absolutely.
You would hope, but there's some people that are hopeless. Not to be
completely.
bleak, but there's some people who would watch it and be like, exactly, I stand by it. I'm not talking about anyone on the show.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone watches, everyone on our cast, I like to think at least once in a while watches and be like, wow, I was a dick. Like, oh my God, I need to relax, take a breath, whatever it is. But there's many people in the world. What are we talking about?
Oh, no,
right
serious. But some people can't deal with being exposed whatsoever.
Yeah,
it freaks them out, and
Yes.
they'll be in denial and be like, no, it's your
They will
fault. Like,
reject
I swear
that
to God, that's like half the people.
I know
in the
a
world.
lot. Yeah, we know people like that.
Yeah, I know a
we
lot
do.
of people like that.
That's a name names.
Wow.
But so, see, reality shows are good for you.
Well,
And the psychology, like you learn a lot of stuff about how people work and personality disorders and behaviors.
You do
it's really
learn
interesting.
a lot of. I mean, whether or not you're aware of it, but you learn a lot about the human psyche and like the psychology. And you spend a lot of time thinking about it, watching it back.
Yeah.
It's I think I'm going to need therapy because of the show, but it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's going to be really weird to go when the show is over. Like, are we supposed to have an argument?
Yeah.
I should be fighting with you right now.
You're like, I got so many feelings and no one wants to listen to
Nobody
them.
wants to hear about why I fucking can't stand Brittany right now. Like,
Can I go sit in that ornate room and talk about a scene that happened 6 months
I need
ago?
to go to Providencia right now.
Who wants to go to Burbank? Who wants to go?
I'm just gonna. People are gonna walk in. They're gonna see me in a chair, just talking to a wall. Like, what are you doing?
With a fake cocktail?
He thinks he's in an interview.
It's a fake. Don't drink the cocktail.
He's
It's
like,
fake.
don't mind Jax. He thinks he's in interviews right now.
He's going to be rocking
do
back
his
and
thing.
forth like this.
Yeah.
This is the old hackneyed cliche on our show that we like to joke around about with the producers. He's going to be rocking back and forth like this, saying relationships are hard.
Relationships are hard. Relationships are
in
hard.
your dusty old rocking chair.
I'll be in the corner. Bill, you're wrong. You're wrong. John, you're wrong.
Bill, I don't want to talk about that again.
I know.
Bill. Like, who is Bill? Where's Bill? But did you have any questions about the New Orleans fracas?
Fracas.
Yeah,
no.
you guys, if you want any
I think we covered
specifics,
everything.
well, we don't remember anything, so we can't.
I don't remember much. Thanks to all that beer.
Coors Light reached out to you guys for the wedding. Right?
Coors Light and Tito's.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that was Tom and I met them both at the Kentucky Derby. We followed up with Coors Light at the NASCAR race, and they kind of were like, "Hey, listen, could we send you guys some beer for the bachelor party?" And one of them actually knew the rep for Tito's, and like, we'll send you Tito's too. So they were very, very nice, and they sent us lots of beverages.
Dude, we have
That's
so
cool.
many generous people. We get so many great
I can't.
opportunities.
I
and,
could
like,
sit here all day long and say thank you to all the people that send us things.
Diff Eyewear, shout out.
There's lots.
Dude,
but-
let's not go down that. All right, yeah. Plus, I got to get going. I got date night with Bubba.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got to get home and make some dinner.
Oh, look at that. You're making dinner?
Making a little dinner. He's going out to dinner.
That's nice. So what are you making for dinner?
I'm going to be making some chicken and vegetables. Trying to get back on my health kick.
I told him he had flappy, saggy boobs, and he got insulted the
He
other
said
day.
my boobs were saggy.
Well, just only because I knew how much it would hurt him. That's the only reason I said it.
Yeah, just say it. I don't have saggy boobs.
Well, I like
Yeah.
when you moved in, you had a whole box outside of your door with hamburger helper and microwavable brown rice packets. So.
Oh, I know.
You saw that?
Like it's like it stocks things you're supposed to have in your shelves that
Yes.
you never use.
They were props.
Hamburger
I
helper,
know.
noodles.
It's like the Seinfeld kitchen. You just need to have this stuff filling up
just
the
there.
space.
It looks like filling up the space, but you never use it.
Well, cool. Well, thanks, guys, for joining
Well,
us.
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
do
you.
it again
Congratulations
soon.
on the new podcast.
Thank you
The
very
new-
much.
Yeah,
Thank
dude,
you.
It's,
Pump rules.
this is great. It's a great dynamic. And, coming into these, I always am like, I don't really feel like doing it because I just don't want to, like, rehash things. But then once I get in here, I'm always happy I came.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too.
cool.
It's like therapy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It is therapy.
Nice.
Well, we love having you guys on. And look
And it
forward
does
to
help
the
that
next
you're
time.
down the hall.
Find us on Instagram and Twitter at Pump Rules Pod, or go to pumprulеspodcast.com for more information. Email pumprulspodcast@gmail.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/pumprulspodcast. Thanks for listening and see you next time.
Just